engine 23, engine 22, medic 23, 4991 Bath, 4991 Bath, on injury accident with an entrapment. This will be an emergency response at 308.
Welcome. I'm Jerry Swift with Genesis Rescue Systems. Today we're going to demonstrate the new Kodiak lifting device. A few key points to keep in mind when evaluating a tension buttress system is, first thing, must be easy to deploy. Must be simplistic in design, least amount of moving parts. Makes that 3 a.m. call a lot easier to manage. Must be compact, lightweight, and easy to stow. This Kodiak kit only weighs 63 pounds of high-grade aircraft aluminum. And now with the new lifting kit, it makes rolling and lifting a lot easier. Each strut has a maximum lifting capacity of 5,000 pounds, with the ease of lowering and lifting with one finger. Let's go ahead and take the Kodiak and this new lifting device and let's put it to work. As you can see, we have a car on its side, which is considered a very common lifting scenario. In the event that we have a patient trapped underneath the car, you would utilize your tension buttress and your lifting device to safely lift the car to remove your patient. First step would be, we'd shore up the vehicle to create a safe work area for our rescue personnel. Now that we have our vehicle all shored up, it's safe to work around. Our next step is placement of our tension buttress and lifting device. It's very critical at this point you ask yourself one or two questions. Am I supporting weight or am I lifting weight? These things directly correlate together in terms of the angle of the pitch of your tension buttress strut. If you're going to be lifting, you want more of a 75-degree angle because it's still supportive, and when you're lifting, you're not pushing the load onto the other strut, where it's counterproductive. At 75 degrees, you're creating that upward motion to lift the car. If you're going to be more supporting in a non-lifting evolution, the critical angle that you're looking for is about 45 to 65 degrees. Here we have our finished product. We have our tension buttress with our lifting device all in place. We're at our desired pitch, which is about 75 degrees. We have our bite and our base in line with our ratchet straps tensioning the base into the car, which is driving our bite, creating that perfect triangle stabilization. Let's go ahead and go on the other side and get that side done. keep in mind, this is a 3-firefighter operation. You need dedicated personnel on both struts communicating back and forth about lifting up or lowering down. The third firefighter is walking the scene, doing a 360, watching for any type of load shift, and to make sure that the load is being lifted together, not fighting each other. At any given time, he sees something not safe, he's going to advise, shut the operation down, whether it require more cribbing, more shoring of the vehicle in other places, and then continue the lift. So right now we're going to crank on. Crank on!
Right.
That third firefighter's walking the scene to make sure that we're getting a clean lift. The weight's not shifting. And as you can see, the car's coming up nice and clean. Hardly any resistance on the crank at all with the lifting device. Crank off!
Crank off!
At this point, we're going to go ahead and stop. We know in training, we like to see how far we can lift things, but in a real life scenario, we know we only lift high enough to be able to get the patient out. This is where I like to stress that completely suspending a car in midair is unrealistic for any type of rescue operation. Rolling, and some people call it tilting, or lifting the vehicle, is, but it's critical to always maintain some type of point of contact between the ground and the car. This helps you keep the weight in line and limits the possibility of it shifting on you. Key point to keep in mind. Alright, on this evolution, we're going to do something a little bit more advanced. On this, we're going to use a cradling technique along with marrying the two vehicles together to achieve our lift. After we shore up the vehicle to create a safe work zone, now it's time to marry the vehicles together. A couple things to notice. When you have hood on hood contact like you see here, that's sheet metal on sheet metal, a very slippery surface. So along with being a slippery surface, you also have a natural decline, a natural slope, which is very easy for the car. If you were to shift this load, it could fall off the hood of the car. This is why marrying the vehicles is so important. We tie into the front of the car to a secure area. We're going to bring our strap over. We tie it into the bottom of the car. Now if you notice, as I tension the ratchet strap down, it's actually going to pull the car in on top of the hood, the car underneath it. That's what we're looking for. We don't want too little, we don't want too much. We just want to make sure that there's no chance of that front of that vehicle sliding off the front of the car. Always remember, show that your strap is secured. Now we have both of our struts in place. We're going to go ahead and take our straps, tie in our base. We're going to feed our chain through the car to create that cradle. We're going to tie the chain in to our chain heads, and we're going to prepare to lift. guys have noticed, I haven't secured any of my straps yet. This is for a good reason. I like to align my struts, tie in all of my straps, placement of my chain before I secure my bases. Because you have to remember, you no longer have a bite. Your bite is your chain head. So after you secure your base, then you're able to lift. Now we secured all of our straps. Now we're ready to lift. So I have another fireman on the other side, which is gonna lift in unison with me when I say crank on. I have my third fireman walking around to make sure that my load doesn't shift on me. Crank on!
Crank on!
As you can see, we're lifting with minimal effort. You can start to see we already have about 6 inches. We're getting no slide from the front end. Crank off!
Crank off!
There we have it. Finished product. We could probably easily get another 3-4 inches, but always remember, you only want to lift high enough to get the patient out. It's easy to deploy. This system is compact, lightweight, and stowable. It now has lifting capability. The Kodiaq kit is the most adverse system on the market today. From the Genesis family, we thank you, and we encourage you to check out our website, our Facebook, and our Twitter page for the latest in our products and training. And always remember the cardinal rule: be safe.